Today we're exploring the legendary Nirvana MTV Unplugged performance, a concert that's so iconic, it's practically carved in rock history. But why is it such a big deal? What made it stand out? And what was going on with Nirvana and Kurt Cobain at the time? Alright, so picture this. It's 1993, and Nirvana is basically the biggest band on the planet. Their album Nevermind had turned the music world upside down and everyone was obsessed with grunge. They were the kings of the alternative rock scene, and Kurt Cobain was the reluctant face of a generation. No pressure, right? But here's the kicker. Nirvana wasn't just riding high, they were also kinda over it. The fame, the constant touring, the crazy expectations, it was all starting to weigh heavy, especially on Kurt. Now, let's talk about Kurt Cobain, the man with the bleached hair and the flannel shirts who somehow became the voice of the 90s. By the time of the MTV Unplugged performance, Kurt was in a pretty rough spot. He was dealing with a lot: pressure from fame, a rocky relationship with Courtney Love, and some serious struggles with addiction. Oh, and did we mention he wasn't super pumped about being the most famous guy in the room? Yeah, not exactly the rock star dream. So, when MTV asked Nirvana to do an unplugged session, fans expected them to play their greatest hits. You know, maybe a little acoustic, Smells Like Teen Spirit. But Kurt had other plans. He wasn't about to give the people what they wanted. He was going to give them what they needed. On the night of the performance, Nirvana took the stage with a setup that looked more like a haunted house than a rock concert. Seriously, there were candles, flowers, and a vibe that screamed, something special is about to happen. But instead of belting out their biggest hits, they played lesser-known songs and covers that nobody saw coming. They covered artists like Lead Belly and David Bowie, and the whole set was dripping with emotion. Kurt's voice was raw, fragile, and totally captivating. It was like he was pouring every ounce of his soul into the music. And trust us, you could feel it. The final song, Where Did You Sleep Last Night, was so intense that even the MTV crew was left speechless. I mean, talk about giving everyone goosebumps. So why is this performance still such a big deal? Well, for starters, it was a total curveball. Nirvana wasn't just showing off their musical chops, they were showing a side of themselves that no one had seen before. Vulnerable, authentic, and deeply moving. It also turned out to be one of Kurt's last major performances before his tragic death in 1994, adding an extra layer of emotion and significance. Looking back, it feels like this concert was a moment of truth, a glimpse into Kurt's soul at a time when he was struggling the most. To this day, Nirvana's MTV Unplugged is remembered as one of the greatest live performances ever. It wasn't flashy or loud, but it was real, and that's what made it unforgettable. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most powerful performances come from the most unexpected places. So there you have it. That's why Nirvana's MTV Unplugged is still rocking our world, decades later. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. What's your favorite moment from the Unplugged performance?